SharePoint Power Hour. I'm Laura Rogers, and SharePoint Power Hour is the show I have Wednesdays at 11 Central. I've been doing this for a few years, just kind of demoing different things in SharePoint and Office 365, mostly geared towards business users, not programmers necessarily, not anything hardcore technical. So my favorite things in in SharePoint are forms and workflows, but we run the gamut. We just talk about all kinds of things, new things that come out, web parts, various business solutions and things like that people like to do in SharePoint. So we also have the fun part of having this live is that we have a chat room in Slack that you can join. If you've already requested to join, it's iwmentor.slack.com. And in the description of this video in YouTube, there is a button that takes you to a form to fill out to request to join. So, because I have to manually let everybody in. Anyway, so while I'm doing Power Hour, the fun part about it having it live is that we can have a chat going, ask questions, we can discuss things. So everybody kind of go in there and say hello. Oh, you said I need to turn my volume up. Okay, thank you, Tony. I will look at that. Let me see. I can just talk louder. That's weird. Thanks for letting me know. I'll just see if my software here gives me any option for that. Maybe it was using the wrong microphone. Just let me know if that makes a difference. I just changed the microphone in there, so I'll give it a few seconds. Okay, so I think I fixed the volume, but let me know, because I didn't do anything different with the microphone, so let me know if it's always something, right? Okay. You all just type it in the chat window if it's not. So, okay. Anyway, today's topic is, I'm just watching the chat to see if anybody says anything else about my AV situation here. Okay. Org charts. People love to have org charts. Org charts are a common requirement in SharePoint, and directories of people are a common requirement. Basically in SharePoint, and most people use Active Directory as your directory of people. Whatever your directory is, when SharePoint presents information about users, then it uses your manager information in the directory to be able to decide what that org tree looks like. Okay, still kind of low. Oh, let me see if I can fix it. Maybe I can make my mic closer or something. Oh, crap. I can't fit. I wonder what's different today that it would be doing. I'm trying to think. I don't even know where to look. Let's see. Settings. I don't know, except to just talk louder. That's really odd. I don't know what's the deal with my volume. Let me see if there's one more thing I can look at. Hello, testing, testing. Yeah, it shows it as really loud. Let me see. I mean really low. Okay, I think I just changed it and made it louder. There, is that better? Okay, let me know. I just went into like the device properties. I don't know why it would be any different though. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so your directory information is in, it comes from mainly that manager field is what creates that org chart tree. So that whole org chart tree and the structure of it, when you're drilling through, people and looking at their information in SharePoint, is based on having that manager field be correct. Now, a lot of organizations struggle with just keeping the directory correct and having that information in the directory and keeping it updated. There's actually a good product called Hyperfish that is a product that you can get for your organization to help you keep that updated. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and show you just some basic information about user profiles real quick, and then go into our org chart app since we have a whole hour. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen. Oops, let's see. Okay. There we go. And okay, so here is PowerApps, but I'm going to go ahead and go just into SharePoint and go to Delve and show you. This is in my demo tenant, so I've got a lot of fake users in here. Okay, so I can go to a user in here and I can go look at your profile, and you can also go, and this takes you to Delve, and Delve is, see it says Delve up here. Delve is also in one of the apps that's listed here that you could go to, and that's the same thing. That's where it takes you to all that information. So people can update their information, some of their information, not all of it, and this is managed in the user profile properties in SharePoint and also in your properties in Office 365. But this is the data that we're looking at. So this is me, this is my picture, and users can update their own picture, and I've got like a fake phone number in here and stuff like that. I've got about me, and I've got my org tree. So there's a built-in organizational tree, and there's also a built-in one just when you're looking at people just in SharePoint. They've really done a lot to make that really interactive. So like when I go to a people field here, just in SharePoint, look at that. It's got all this information just from clicking on someone, and you can show the organization right there just from within, just by clicking on anyone's name in SharePoint. So I just wanted to point that out, that is there, that shows your org tree, so I can drill down and see it there. But so what we've done is we built a Power App to do an org chart, because a lot of organizations like to have theirs very customized, like to have it on a special page where people can go view the org chart, like to have it on maybe an app on the phone. So I'll go ahead and show you the org chart app. Now Microsoft also has one, so I'm not gonna sit here and say that we completely invented the org chart ourselves, because Microsoft actually has one that's a template. So Microsoft's little template, when I go to web.powerapps.com, they have this org browser. So this is something that's just free for anybody in PowerApps to go make that app and just have that in your organization. And just it's really nice because that data connection to the users is it's just looks at who you are and looks at your organization, is already just going to have everything in it. So that's the Microsoft free one. But let's go ahead and look at the one that we created. And I'll go ahead and just go into edit mode here. Loading. Then I'll go preview it so you can see. Okay, so I am logged in, and because I am made myself the admin of this app, I have a couple of little extra things that I can see, like this version number and this button to simulate app start for when I'm testing things. But by default, it shows me, the currently logged in user, and it shows the people above me and below me. So I can click on Allie here, and Allie's, and it's going to show me the people below Allie, and I can go back up to me. And then I can go to whoever I have selected. I can go to their details. Oop, and I just kind of was messing with this a few minutes ago, and I added this little box here and messed it up. But I can go to their details, and I can see their position, department, email, mobile, and I can, I got to go change the visible property on a couple of those. I literally just did this right before I just started. Typical, right? So I can see whoever I have selected, and I can see their details over here. And then I can also go search for people. So I can, so go to Allie. I can see Allie here. I can search for Chris. And then I can see Chris here, and it will show their job title too. So like if I go Billy, if they don't have a job title, it just won't show it. And then I click on Billy Bob, and it goes to Billy Bob's tree. So it shows that I'm his manager. Let's see, I can go to, if I go to like Allie, and I click on Allie, then it changes to Allie. Now she doesn't have a picture, so we just put our logo in here if they don't have a picture, and that way it, you know, they look a little bit more even when they like look a little bit more professional instead of just having blanks next to people that don't have pictures. Let's see. Ed says I've had a hard time showing their office phone numbers. Huh. I'll show you how all that works. So let me go back to, so I can go to Allie here, and I can go to me, and not all my users in here have a phone number, but there's my phone number. And I can go clear that out, and that will disappear. So that's, it's pretty simple. It's several hours worth of work though. This is probably like 4 or 5 hours worth of work to put this all together, to do, you know, all this visual stuff and to have all these galleries and filters and to get around little weird buggy things. But it is a one screen app. I'll go ahead and dive in. And any questions before I start showing you how to dive in? Let me invite a couple more people or trying to join. Just let me know. This is actually a product that we have on our site, this to purchase. And so this is since this is the first time I'm demoing it, I actually made it so that it's I created a coupon for you all for only $15. So you know you could save yourself 5 hours of your time by paying $15 to download this thing and then tweaking it to your liking. So all right, so here is my design surface, and I'll show you, start kind of poking around and showing you what it does. So first of all, I've got user information. Where is my data? So my only data source is Office 365 users, and that is just going to just connect to your tenant and just be able to tap into the users. So as soon as you put this app in your tenant, it will just ask you to authenticate, and bam, they're your users. So it's super simple. It's not complicated like having to have a certain SharePoint list or anything like that. So there's your data source, and then as you can see, it's one screen, and we've got this. We've actually organized this into groupings for all these little sort of parts here and there on the screen. Grouping things is really useful for keeping it organized in here. All right, so the first thing that it does to get the information is, so let me go select my screen here, is on start. And we put a lot of notes in here, so when you purchase this app and download it and put it in your own environment, you'll be able to see all these dev notes as to what everything is and what you can tweak. Now, one major bug that that Microsoft has admitted is a bug in this is that when you query someone in here that doesn't have a manager, it gives a red error across the top. So even just looking to see if they have a manager or not gives you an error. But if you keep your organization, you know, all correct and everyone has a manager in there, the only one that's going to have a problem is the CEO because they don't have a manager. So this is where we're actually putting a variable where you can just hard code your CEO's name right there in the app. So that's why it's putting a variable as CEO. Now we also have a variable dev, which I put as me, and that's going to give me a couple little extra things like this version number at the top, and like this little button where I can simulate the app start, which will basically run this on start. It's just a common thing we do when we're creating apps, just as we're developing them, because when you preview an app, it doesn't do the on start function. So that's what that button is for, is just to simulate that. Okay, so it's setting a couple of variables, and then it's setting a couple of variables to that's resetting kind of things hiding and showing to make sure that like when I click the details of someone, it hides and shows a certain little that detail screen that comes up. So like, for example, the visible property on a lot of these is, let's see, not this one, but let me do that. See, I need to change the visible property on, I need to put this behind the other one. Actually, this is something that I just did, like I said, right before I started. This is a new thing that they've added actually just recently, is the ability to reorder things directly right here. So I can send this backwards since I threw it in there and it got, in front of stuff. Send it backwards. So that will actually put it behind this group. So as you can see, I'm making tweaks as we go. Anyway, I'm going to worry about that later. Okay, so you want to know probably the more technical stuff. So let me go back to this. All right, so I've got the user, the currently logged in user is the one that everything's predicated on when you first open the app. So let me go back and show you the on start some more. Okay, so the variables are to show and hide things. Like showing and hiding different parts of the tree and different, like that details page and stuff like that. The current user information, we're doing a collection and we're collecting this one record. So whoever the logged in user is, then yeah, I do, Ed, it does have their office phone. So whoever the logged in user is, it's just grabbing that person's profile and putting it in a collection, and we can use that in a bunch of places. And then it's just basically this lower thing is getting lowercase so that it will match the user principal name. And so it's saying if the logged in user is the CEO, then it's going to clear this collection, collect manager, because they don't have a manager. And otherwise, if they do have a manager, if they're not the CEO, it's going to go do this, create a collection called collect manager, and it's going to go get that person's manager of the current person that's logged in. So the Office 365 users.manager of who. Now you have to do first, even though the collection employee is only going to have one record in it, it's just going to have me, the logged in user. You still, since it's structured as a collection, which is like a table of information, you still have to do first, so it'll know just to get the first record in there. And then it's going to go do another collection that gets my direct reports and puts them in there. So I can go see all my collections. So this is my direct reports here. And my manager, Garth Fort. And this is me, my record here, all my information. So, so that's what it does on start. And then the cool thing is, so you can go click on people here. So it's got a gallery. These are galleries. All three of these are galleries. So I've got, this is a gallery, and this gallery is, the items in the gallery is just the collection of the manager. And the items in this gallery is a collection of the employee. And each of those is always just going to have one person in it. And then this gallery is the collection of reports, which is my direct reports, that list of people. And we've just got the gallery it's got two columns in here. And then, so as you click someone, like if I go click on Allie here, when I go click a person, it's collecting stuff again. So like I clicked on Allie. Let's go look at this record here. So the, let's see, this one is, I'll just show you it right here. So on select, it's going to go collect the selected user's record. So this is doing pretty much the exact same thing that it does whenever the app loads, except it's just doing it to whoever you click on. So by default, it just loads whoever's logged in, and then as you click on different people, it does this same set of information, goes and gets their information, gets their manager, gets their direct reports, and so on. So it's doing collections every time you click on somebody. And I can also go search for people, and it does the same thing. So I can do like search for Billy and click on him. Let's go look at that. So this is, so items, I'll show you the items in a second on select. So that is doing the same thing. So it's pretty simple. Every time you click on somebody, it's doing this thing where it looks to see if you're the CEO and collects information and collects all this various information about you and your reports. All right, so then this little panel over here is showing just the collect employee, just whoever, either the logged in user it starts off with, or just whoever's in that COL collection of an employee. And it shows all their details. So like phone is going to show first collection employee telephone number. You can also do, like if I just type .business phones, you can do business phones too. I don't know why that one errored out though. Oh, no, never mind. It's interesting. I'm going to put it back how it was. Telephone, put it back on telephone number. And then their department is, so it's looking at, again, we have to use first, even though the collection of employee just has one record in it. So it's going to go get that record, that person, department, and show it here. So this is concatenating the word department with whatever that person's department is. And then this is, I gotta fix that. Let me see. I'm gonna go fix this little silly label that I just added here. And we're gonna update whatever just cool little visual tweaks and stuff as we change them. We update the one that's on the website to keep the updates in it and put little version numbers, and there's documentation in there as far as how to go tweak some of that stuff as well. All right, so this, oh yeah, you want to see the picture? Okay, I'll show you the picture. Just a second. I know, I'm kind of saving that. All right, so this is variable details viz. So this one, I want to hide it. Let's see. There we go. See, I fixed it. Okay, go to Allie, go back. I got this little search box that we added kind of just a few minutes ago too, so I'll go do the same thing with it. So I'll go visible. There's a lot of cool things that can be done in here just to make it prettier too. Like we just recently added making the people's faces little circles in here too. Okay, so how to do the pictures. The picture is, so this is select, we put an image right here, an image control. And then the image property for the image control is, and this one actually was kind of like a little weird buggy thing that this is kind of a workaround too. So this explains it too. If the user photo metadata of this item has photo, which is, so that's a Boolean. Has photo is just going to return true or false, and that comes from Active Directory. So if the user photo metadata has photo, then it shows the Office 365 users.user photo of that selected person, this item. So this item is like when you're in a gallery, this item is that row or that item in the gallery. So it just has a user photo property and it looks at this item. And then otherwise, if they don't, so this is if they do have a photo. If they don't have a photo, it's going to show an image called IW Mentor. So in our media section here, we click browse and uploaded our logo in here, and the logo is called IW Mentor. So therefore, when you just type IW Mentor in an image control, then it knows to show that image. So that's how you show if they have a photo or not. And then that's the exact same thing, the exact same code on all these. So this one says is if empty collection manager, if it's not empty. So this means that if the person doesn't have a manager, we don't want this to error out. So this is code, this extra code is so that you don't get those red errors. So if the collection that has the manager in it is not empty, that's what the exclamation mark is. If it's not empty, and then if this item has a photo, then it shows the photo. Otherwise, it shows IW Mentor. All right. So Amanda, this item is because this is a gallery. So I'll show you the filter on this. So this gallery, the items is collection manager. And again, there's just one row in it. But the items for this gallery is, is the collection employee. So it has to be a gallery to use this item. And then, so I don't know if in your method you used galleries or not, but we use collections and galleries, and doing collections makes it all more efficient too. And then this is a collection of reports. So those collections all just have profile information in them. And so remember we collected the collections on start. Now I'll show you how this little search box works too. So this search box is a gallery. Amanda, you can probably do it without galleries, but we found that doing collections was the most efficient way because this is something that, again, we spent hours on this and tried a bunch of different ways. So doing and going and collecting that information about the people and then just referring to those collections is the best way to do this. And because there are a lot of little weird buggy things with like when it can't find a photo or we can't find a manager and stuff like that, and doing collections helps you get around most of that stuff. Yeah. So this gallery is, let's go look at the items in it. This is interesting. So this is got a filter on it. All right, so this explains what we're doing here. And so this is looking at what's typed in the box. So this box right here is called text search employee. So this is if the length, basically the length of what's typed in the box is greater than 0, then it's gonna basically do this sort and filter. Otherwise, it's not gonna have any data in it. So then we're going to sort this filtered data. So the filtered data is this Office 365 users .search user. And .search user is going to do a search term for whatever text you type here. So you can type text in here that's not even necessarily their name. It's just going to be a search term that uses this little extension here. And then, so it's going to filter to show you that search user where. Now this is where we're making sure the person has a name. So this is just one way of making sure that you don't get a bunch of like system accounts and stuff like that and just people that don't have a name, accounts that don't have a name. So this is going to say the length of the person's given name is greater than 0. So that way you have people with names. So that's what that is. The given name is one of the properties in here. And then we're going to sort it by the given name, ascending, and then otherwise, so if the length is greater than 0, do this and show, you know, whatever you typed in the box. If you didn't type anything in the box, we have it doing a search user on a search term ZZZZ. And that is making sure that you don't get a bunch of blank information in here. Because if we didn't have this in here, it was just returning it had a bunch of default stuff in the gallery. So anyway, so that's how we made it so it's showing this search term. Yeah. Okay, so that's how you filter that. And Amanda said I've been spending hours trying to figure this out. Awesome. Chris said it resets the search box also. Okay. What resets the search box? Let's see, what else can I show you in here? We showed you the pictures. We showed you the galleries, how they're filtered. We have phone department. You can have like all these details in here. You can add more. Oh, this is cool. Watch, I'll show you. So this actually launches. So let me go to one that actually has a phone number. So this launches your email program right here. It's trying to launch Outlook, but Outlook is not, oh, there it goes. Yeah. So it launched an empty email, and see, to send an email to that person. Let me close that. And I don't know why it went all weird. Oh, because it opened up a new browser window. That's awkward. And then this one will launch. I'm scared to click this one. I don't want to call whatever that number is, but I'll show you what the code is. Tell, which will call them, like if you have your phone connected to your computer. And then this one is a mail to, which will email them. So you could just add a bunch of other, you know, whatever other properties you want to see here as well. What suggestions? Yeah, Amanda, this is a computer-sized version. You can use this on your phone. Of course, you'd have to have your phone sideways, and you know, the real estate would be different. But yeah, we don't have a phone version of this one. We could probably put one together. Any suggestions you guys have? Because this is my perfect opportunity to get suggestions from you guys to fine tune this, because it is, I'll show you. Dun, dun, dun. And I just put a screenshot in here yesterday, so I'll have to update the screenshot since I made some changes, and I'm actually going to make it a little animated GIF. But this is our PowerApps org chart app, so you can actually buy this and download this app that I've been doing. And I've got a coupon for you that's org chart 15. So that's for $15 off. So you can get this app for only $15, and anybody can go download it. And once you go in here, then we have a bunch of documentation in there, and I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, are y'all curious about how, like, you probably know about the profiles and how the manager information gets in there and everything, huh? Probably. Okay, let me see. Just let me know what you think we need to add to it. Like, what would you be expecting in there? Okay, so when you buy this, this is what you get. You get this downloadable zip of, I'll go ahead and download it just for fun. And you get this documentation about what all this does. Pretty cool. Okay, let me close that. And And do you guys want to see how to import and export and import an app? Are y'all curious how that works? Is anybody? I'll let you guys let me know if you, let's see. Amanda says business phone. So I'll show you what it would look like to go add one of these little sections in here, Amanda. So I'll go select this little, these are actually buttons, these little, because they have this curvature that you can put the radius. So these little rectangles with the curves on the edges are actually button controls. So I can take one of these button controls, button, which one is it? There we go. And select all that stuff in it and copy and paste it. And then I actually have these all lined up referencing each other in here. It's very cool. And then this, instead of saying mobile, could be, and then this instead of text. Business phones. Oh, business phones wants, it looks like it could have multiple values in there. Yeah, so business phones is going to be like a, let's go look at that data. So I'll look at collection employee. Oh yeah, see, business phones is like a sub. You could have multiple phone numbers. So to do business phones, that's going to have to be a gallery. I'll go ahead and make that a gallery instead of a label. Okay, it says business phone, and then I'm going to go insert a, ooh, what if I can put like commas between them or something like that. Yeah. Okay, let's see. See, I can't picture like people having multiple ones in here though. That's, So I'm trying to decide like the best way to show that information. I'll just do a gallery. Insert a gallery, blank, horizontal, and I need to put it inside. I need to put it like way down here. And then the gallery items are going to be collection employee dot business phone. And then we just need to put a little label inside of here. And then the label is going to have, let's see, business phones. Dot value. No, wait. Let's see. Oh, let's see what it's called in there. I think I just need to type value. No. Let me go see what it says in here. Collection employee, business phone, value. Okay, so I need to put value. I've never worked with business phones before. That's interesting. Text equals, I would think it would just be value. Oh, maybe it's confused because value is actually also a command. Let's see. Oh, value business. That's weird. I don't know. Huh. I'll let Chris ponder that one. First. Oh, you got to do first. Well, see, what if they have multiple ones? I was trying to get it to show multiple ones in here. That's why I put it as a gallery. But yeah, you could just use first. I'll just use, I'm going to copy and paste from yours, Amanda. And not do a gallery. First collection employee. Dot. Oh, it's got to be the first of the business phone. So it's not only the first item in the collection employee, it's the first item collection employee, their business phone, the first item in that. So it's like the first of the first. Let's see. Chris. Let's see if it will do that. Yeah. That's a little wonky. Oh, wait. Maybe that... Huh. That worked. Holy cow. Okay. first. That's a first inside of a first because it's a like a table inside of a collection. Okay, that's how you do business phone. Any other, let's see. This application only returns users and not security groups and Office 365 groups. So Nicholas, we have it so it's that filter that, first of all, it starts off with just you, and the only things you can click on are just the people above and below you. But then the search box, so let me exit off of this. The way we filtered it from having all those random other groups and users, Nicholas, was by saying the length of the given name is greater than 0. So that's how you're just kind of filtering out a bunch of gobbledygook like that, because otherwise it did have a bunch of a list of just a bunch of random stuff in here. Let's see. I'll go show you how to, we've got like a few more minutes left. I'll show you how to import this. So I just downloaded that app just from our website. So I can go to web. This is in another environment. This is in another tenant. So I can go to web.powerapps.com and do import package. And then I just need to go to that downloaded zip. And let's see, 725 at 11:30. Yep, this. And then it's pretty cool. It's a pretty smooth process. And this one's going to be super easy because it's just going to look at, it just knows what your tenant is and it's just going to log in as you. So there's nothing that you need to do with the data sources that's complicated or anything. So then let's say import setup, create as new. So I want this to be a new app. I'm not updating an existing app. So I'm creating a new app. Now, if I had updates to it, if we like put out updates and give you like a new version of it, you would do update and you would go pick your existing app. So I'll do create as new and then just click import. Has anybody of y'all done that before? It's pretty nice the way it works. That's how you can do like more formal app change management processes. If you have like a whole separate environment that you develop your apps in and you want to have a formal process where you go, you know, make the app go live, this is the way you do it. So it's importing the package now. Any other suggestions of what we should have in the org browser app? Let's see. Ooh, it says it was successfully imported and created by Chris Rogers. Okay, so now I'll go to apps. And again, I'm in a different tenant. Let me see, home, apps. Oh, look, there it is. So let's see what it's going to do. It's probably going to ask me to authenticate since this is the first time it's running. Instant message to Skype from org charts. Yeah, so you get like their presence information. So it's, I'm authenticating. Oh, y'all both asked the same question at the same time, the integrating it with Skype. So this is what we were talking about with the no manager found, that error. So the way around it again is just to hard code your CEO. So I'm the CEO at IW Mentor. Is just to hard code your CEO. So I'll show you how to do that. I'll go edit it. And so if your AD is all perfect and it's all set up and all the managers are correct, the CEO is going to be the only person who doesn't have a manager, right? Logically. Oh, he said he tried Skype. It was not pretty. Yeah, maybe there's a different data connection or something for that. I'm not sure. And maybe it'd have to be their SID to launch Skype. All right. So, and again, this is in the documentation, but on start. And so variable CEO is me. We actually added code just a few minutes before we started Power Hour to go do the on start of collecting the manager if you're not the CEO. So that's why it errored out. But that's where we're gonna upload the updates from today into there. And but yeah, so the CEO that's the only issue that was buggy, that there's absolutely, Microsoft even admitted that that's a bug and there isn't really a way to develop around it. Yeah. So yeah, so I just downloaded this from our website and imported it into another tenant, and it worked fine. So let's see. Okay, so Amanda's posting the link to somebody's blog post about Skype for Business connectors. Interesting. Huh. I wouldn't think that you would need to have... So are you guys saying that you want to do the IM in the Power App? Because I would think that you would just need to have a link to elicit Skype for Business from just like a presence icon that would like pull up Skype for Business. But you're saying you want it to... yeah, Amanda, it immediately just it doesn't, since it just uses your Office 365 users data connection, whatever your tenant is in, it automatically just knows that you're looking at the users in that tenant. So yeah, there's no way that it's going to look at the users in just my tenant or some other tenant. Oh, okay, so Nicholas is saying he wanted to just launch Skype for Business from a Power App. Interesting. So yeah, maybe we can look into that. And of course, you can add other fields and, kind of whatever you want to see here, and put your own logo in there. Oh, okay. Amanda says she wants it to open in IM just like on the phone. Huh. Yeah, similar to launch for email. I wonder what that little telephone one does. Let me see. Oh. Oh, so the telephone one actually asks you if you want to launch Skype for Business. And so that one could actually be useful to do exactly the thing you're asking. So it just doesn't know whether to launch. I can't, the screen won't drag over to this other screen, but it just doesn't know. Unfortunately, it's going to open up a new blank window like that, so you have to like close it and go back. But it just doesn't know by default what application to use on your computer. But look, that's that fake phone number that I had in here, and it's now saying click to call. So that TEL link does do that, I think, what you're asking. Amanda says it works on Android. Cool. So what do you all think? Pretty useful. And you could go put this on a page and go do that just for fun. Go just to my home page. PowerApps Webpart. And then I need to know the app, basically the web link to the Power App. So let's go over here and get that. Close this. The little information page is what's going to give you that web link to put it in the web part. And then whether you want to show border or not. Oh, cool. Look at that. So now when people go to the home page, they immediately get the org chart. Amanda says, could you have all those galleries on different pages? Yeah, on different screens, absolutely. Yep. And so all you'd have to do is go create a couple of others. This is only one screen, so you just create a couple of other screens and just copy and paste the galleries over there. But then you'd have to, like, so you're talking about like for phone size? Yeah. Yeah, this is the tablet. This is just basically that it would fill up a web page like this. Or people could go to web.powerapps.com and just, yeah, and just go click on it there. But yeah, I mean, we could totally, the problem with the phone size versus tablet size is just that you can't switch something from phone to tablet. You just have to create a completely new one, unfortunately. So you have to go new, and then you have to go phone layout. See, it's only one or the other. And then you'd have to go like copy and paste the stuff over. What happens if you open it via mobile? You go to the PowerApps app on your phone, and then you'll see this app listed with all the other apps, and it'll be sideways. It'll be landscape and not portrait, and it'll look exactly like this, just a little smaller. So the benefit to having a phone size one is that it's portrait. It's like, you know, up and down, and yeah. Oh yeah, sure, Ed. Yeah, we'll update the download with the business phone. Well, no, you can't go back and forth, Amanda, between phone and tablet. The only thing you can do is, like, this is a phone size one, is you can make it so that it's landscape or portrait. And landscape means that your app is going to be held sideways like this. See, that's why I never develop them as tablet size. I always just, I mean, as phone, I always just do all of them as tablet, because this good one can just be on a phone and just show it sideways. So it doesn't, see, it's just going to be look like this, and you just hold your phone sideways, and that way you only have to create one app, and you don't have to do two separate ones, and then people can just look at the app like that. So it seems like it's a lot less work. You can also do this lock aspect ratio and orientation. That way they can't turn their phone and have it like look all wonky. So if it's locked, then they have to turn their phone sideways to see the app. Okay, let's see. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, so the phone size one. I was gonna try and, like, what happens if you just copy and paste, copy, paste. Oh yeah, look at that. So I just don't have any data connections in this one. I just need to put my Office 365 users in it. So this is a brand new app now that I did as phone size. Look at that, all the little, most of the little errors went away. I didn't put so these are looking for collections, so I didn't put the collect in there yet. So let's do, like, on start, select all, copy, and then this one's on start, paste. So then once those collections exist, again, we'll start getting less errors, and like a couple of variables that don't exist in this one yet. But you can see that, yeah, it lets you, we just took that entire group and just copied them and pasted them over to a new app. Yeah, and I hate trying to look at a phone app on your computer screen. That looks ridiculous, but looking at a tablet size one on your phone is not that bad. But so yeah, you can see that you could just take like all this logic, and for some of the, like the on start and collecting variables and stuff, you'd have to do like copy and paste that code into here, because you can't copy an entire screen, I guess. But yeah, I just copied and pasted all the controls, and once it had that Office 365 users connection, it just worked. All the little errors went away. So, like, simulate, let me do the simulate app start button. Let me grab that, copy, and paste. Oh, and then since the variable CEO is not set, Let me see if it will let me. Oh, because I'm not logged in as, yeah. Let me just change the visible to yes. Visible true. Just so I can try it out. So yeah, it's going to get all that information, and then anyway, you get the gist. A lot of the logic's already in there, and see some of the stuff that I hadn't pulled over